Hey guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Save the Planet here at 5 o'clock. A beautiful Sunday morning, man. And I just got in from my workout and I got hat hair, so how's that? Is that any better? Who cares? Man, it's cold out. My skin is all, wow. It's cold out, but it was exhilarating. It was great. It was really great. Refortify with apple, grape, and sugar juice. Life's good. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Caitlyn Jenner nailed it, man. Caitlyn Jenner was awesome. God bless her. God bless her. So much respect for her. So much respect for her. And I'll tell you why. There's a whole lot of controversy for the last 6 months or more about this University of Pennsylvania swimmer, Leah Thomas, who is technically still a man. She has not, they have not transitioned yet. Okay? She's still got male genitalia and testosterone and the whole 9 yards. And he was, when he was swimming for the male team, he was a mediocre, at best, middle of the pack D1 swimmer. Now he decides he's going to change in the locker room, and he is probably the best women's swimmer of all time. Okay? Letting his hair grow and changing the locker room. Now, keep in mind, guys, he has not transitioned. Now, I talk with my daughter all the time about this. She is she has some very, very close LGBTQ friends, and she's very, very vocal about this, and she's studying to be a lawyer, so she knows how to argue, and she wipes me out every time. But anyway, she claims, she agrees with my stance that boys should not be playing girls' sports. But after they transition, she thinks all bets are off. Okay, now there's a gray area there, but let's not even go there. And the fact of the matter is, Caitlyn Jenner addresses that just time. Now, I'm not going to get into too much what Caitlyn Jenner and Tammy Bruce, they were both openly gay broadcaster for Fox, who they were on the Hannity show. And they talked about it beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. So I'm just going to get the high points and put my little points in, but I want you to listen to that. It only takes 6 minutes, something like that. Okay? And I will leave the link down below. Okay, but what I want, first of all, my view is, if they are going to allow men, boys, to play girls/women's sports, it's the end of women's sports. And Tammy Bruce put so eloquently, again, and I'm going to let her do the bulk of the work. Title IX, it took them decades of pushing to get equality in women's sports, college sports. The same amount of, if you have a men's team, you must have a women's team. If the men's track team has 20 scholarship athletes, the girls' track team must have 20 scholarship athletes, stuff like that. And I won't get into the fine print, but that's basically, and that took a long time to get to that point. A long time. And if you are allowing men who just identify, who have not transitioned, who just identify to play women's sports, that's the end of women's sports. For number one, it's just not fair to the women on the team that have worked their whole life, to the parents of those kids, the family of those kids that sacrifice. I'll tell you what, my daughter was a nationally ranked synchronized swimmer at Penn State. Okay? And I can't begin to tell you the time and the effort that the entire family, now she's an only child, but my wife and I, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting her up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get to a 5 o'clock session up at the pool. And thousands, tens, almost hundreds of thousands of dollars later, to have her go to all these championship meets, and make sure that she gets into the right camp during the summer, not to count the countless hours that she put in to do that. And for all of a sudden, in this case, for Leah Thomas, to just literally grow her hair, and change locker rooms is not fair to those girls. Now, you look at University of Pennsylvania, not only are these girls top swimmers, they're also top students. To get into an Ivy League school, the time and effort, I guarantee you, all these girls after a swim practice are up until 3-4 o'clock in the morning doing their homework. Guys, this is not fair for one guy to just change, and he still is a guy. I don't care what anybody says, he's still a guy until he transitions. To just change locker rooms stinks. Okay? Now, a little background on Caitlyn Jenner. And again, that's mine, but I'm going to let them say it even better than I just said it. All right? A little background on Caitlyn Jenner. Now, what a lot of the younger viewers don't know is that when Caitlyn was Bruce Jenner, he was at the time, don't give me pronoun nonsense, at the time he was a he was the greatest athlete in the world. He won a gold medal in the Olympic decathlon, which at the time still is considered one of the most grueling athletic endeavors. Instead of a single event, there's 6 events, over a week, grueling, and it was considered at the time the greatest athletic achievement anybody could make. He was Tom Brady. Not only that, Bruce was absolutely handsome. As you'll hear her down below, he was very, very bright, very, very articulate. He could have just walked into any broadcasting job he wanted to, okay, and lived a life of luxury for the rest of his life. But that was not to be. At the time, he was going through the horrific trauma of knowing that he was a man trapped in a woman's body. And he was going through this transition little by little. He was on his second marriage. Marriage didn't work. He wasn't happy. And the second one, as a Jenner, Kardashian, was very, very public. And he was doing it when it was not a popular thing at all. Okay? Years before this. Now, I would even consider it a popular thing now. But it is accepted. It was not accepted back then. So he walked the talk, man. She walked the talk. And to come out the other end and talk so eloquently about women's sports is just extraordinary. I thought it was great. And when I saw it, I don't watch the news while it's happening. I go through YouTube and I see little things that interest me, so I might watch clips. And I saw this on Hannity, and my first reaction was, oh man, I'm going to have to sit through. We're people too, and we deserve what everything. Didn't say that at all when it came to this sports. He went as far as to say, is I have completely 100% transition. My testosterone is down to nothing, but I still have an advantage. I would not compete in women's sports. I'm bigger, I have bigger shoulders, I have bigger hands, I have a bigger heart. He says that's an advantage. And he says she thinks, what Leah Thomas is doing is wrong. And I do too. Volatile subject, and it has along the lines of athletics. As you know, I'm into athletics. And it is about save the planet. But I think now, I'm going to give you a hypothetical before I leave. Let's just say the women's swim coach at Penn State, okay? And Penn State, big time college, you got to win, you got to make money, you got to bring in the best athletes, the whole 9 yards, okay? Let's just say, hypothetical, that the women's swimming team has come under hard times. They're in trouble. And the coach has been called in by the athletic director and said, look, you've got another year to start winning some meets, or we're going to have to go someplace else. We're going to have to fire you. Okay? What is to stop that coach that kicking off all the girls and bringing in, giving their scholarships to a bunch of guys, a bunch of Leah Thomas type guys, and winning the national championship? What's to save her job? His job, whoever it may be. I don't even know who it is. It's hypothetical. What's to stop them from doing it? Absolutely nothing. The way it is now. And I think it's got to be changed. My daughter got so many benefits out of playing sports. I think you're going to ruin it. And Bruce Jenner and Tammy Bruce do as well. And they said it better than I. Okay, guys. Have a great day. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables. And live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff. True power. Love you all.